Hello, my name is Chris Maroney. We are part of the CCJD group. We made the connect4 app, and this is our presentation. Oops. So our motivation was that we all found a common interest in which we all like games, and so just naturally when we were picking our uh, project, we just naturally decided to pick a game. We chose connect4 because it's a pretty classic board game, and we wanted to be able to translate a board game onto a computer for more people to be able to access it, as opposed to purchasing a game in itself. So a lot of people suggested to us creating a one player versus AI game as well as a two player. We didn't have time to do the AI part, so we just stuck with a two-player functioning game. But we incorporated many different themes and kind of backgrounds, and if we had more time, we could have added more on to that. But for now, it's just different themes and a two-player game. This was the approximate distribution of the work. Claire and I mainly worked on UI design. I contributed just a little bit for programming, such as like game piece colors, and Daniela and Jason worked very much on the programming aspect. Daniela focused more on the win condition of the connect4 board, and Jason worked on connecting kind of some of the UI stuff to the game port board section and coordinate kind of colors and whatnot. Claire also worked specifically on visuals and fonts for the UI. These are some of our methods and functions. The set style sheet was probably the most important function. It's kind of what coordinated our colorful game to have color. So this set style sheet with Q color was very important. Q color was a color that was defined with an RGB value to it, or values. Q label essentially is our game pieces, so we just set the label, its color equal to the color of the RGB. The list is a list of Q labels, so it's essentially a list of um, tiles, or not tiles, but game pieces essentially. Q push button is what allows for pieces to fall and for um, various buttons to take place, such as instructions and themes and colors. And then the Q message box was used for stepping. So if someone tried to pick a color, or try to move forward without picking a color, they wouldn't be allowed. So this was some of our design. We had like the St. Patrick's Day theme here. You got to select your color and your name, select who went first, and then kind of you can play the game, change themes mid-game. You see these buttons here to drop pieces, and then when you win, you have a win message displayed over here. So some of the user test results are as follows. We had to compensate for being able to have a win condition for diagonals. Daniela made a check method. So the check method basically checked if the color on the above or on the left was correct, but also we had to create another check for diagonal. So one down, one left, one up, one left, etc. Uh, right here, pretty much just that was the reason why we added colors. Originally, it was white and black, but we added colors to make it more experience. That kind of ties in with this here. So we made theme colors to compensate for difficulty of seeing text. Originally, we had the game originally quit right away after a win, and so that's no fun. We wanted people to be able to see their win. We fixed this by defaulting the player turn name. So I'll back here, when it says Christopher's turn here, we compensated by putting default of player one if no name is entered. If someone doesn't know how to play, we inserted a instructions button on the game board. Didn't pick a color. We used a Q message box, and we prevented people from moving forward. And then hard to differentiate rows and columns, we added lines, Q lines, such as these to differentiate horizontal and vertical. So I'll just run through really quickly a demo. We have all these different themes here. So I'll pick Arctic. Let's say it's Christopher, and I'll pick green, and I'm playing against Daniela, who's going to play yellow. We pick who goes first. Let's say I'll go first. And then This is what the game board would look like. Your instructions are here. It'll pop this queue message box. You can change the theme even now if you want to, and it'll take you straight back to the game. And you basically just play. It's just a Connect 4 game. So just something like this, and I'm just trying to win. I forgot what color I was already. Here we go. Oh, never mind. I blew it. Here we go. So you can see that Daniela won. You can see who won and how, and then when you're ready, you can close the application. And that is our project. And here's the GitHub repository if anybody wants to watch it. We have a YouTube video of another non-narrative description as well. So thank you everyone for watching. Hope you're staying safe with the virus, and have a good spring break and quarter, guys.